Okay, let's see if we can get Lita on here. Hey
Good morning.
there, gorgeous. How are you?
I am doing okay.
You look like you're
How
doing
are you
okay.
doing?
I like your hair.
Oh, thank you, girl.
Pretty.
How are you?
I'm good. Just, trying to balance, all this stuff. It's a lot being a teacher and a mom now
Right.
and a business owner. I'm just like, wait a minute. Can I get a break?
And
Just take a break.
I think what always sort of keeps me grounded is knowing that we're all in this together.
Yes.
So every time I go to like complain or have like a girlfriend reach out, like, girl, how you doing? I want to just like vent and like mention all the things that are like super difficult right now, but like everyone's in the same boat. And I think the common ground makes it somewhat tolerable a little bit more than say if you knew that you were in this on your own type situation. So it's hard times.
Yeah, but we'll make it through. I know.
Oh,
We
we'll make
will.
it through.
Yeah, we will. I feel like this is a time too that we have to adapt. So I'm really impressed with the way people are adapting to the situation.
I think more than ever, we're all, again, like you said, just sort of forced to like rethink things and do things a little different and perhaps navigate life with less. And because of those confinements, we're forced to be innovative and creative. And I think more than ever, people that are very, very conscious and of their purpose, like just to share that in any capacity or any which way with their audience is amazing.
Okay, so anybody who's currently on who has been living under a fitness rock and doesn't know about Lita Lewis, I'm just going to give you a quick little breakdown. This is really awesome. I love your bio because it speaks to who you are. You are the affirmation trainer. I mean, you really are. You are. You really are. First of all, I just love to hear your voice. And so you are definitely like so positive and, full of light. But, the way Lita sees it, fitness isn't about being skinny or curvy. It's about being the best version of yourself. And that means standing by yourself through life's challenges just as much as it means celebrating your physical abilities. The motivational speaker and life coach is all about building strong minds and bodies while sharing her positive messaging via social media. So, your videos are eye-catching because everybody sees your body and they're like, wait a minute, please teach me your ways. How do you do this?
Yeah, that, is so funny because I think early on in my like fitness career, if you will, I was very obsessed with transforming my physical self. Like that's all it was about. However, I would honestly say in the 2.5, almost 3 years, I haven't had that type of mentality when it comes to training. So my physical body is just, again, like all of us, just a reflection of my choices today. And these days, being I'm a busy bonus mom of 4 kids and I have a partner and a business to run, I have little time for the gym, to be honest with you. So if I work out 3-4 days a week, 2 or 3 of them being strength and the other just being active, I had a good week. So things are being really different. So I'm so glad that even though this is not exactly what it used to be 6 years ago, like I'm still getting compliments on it. So that's always a good thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, these are good stuff. So okay, so let's be honest. This is the $1 million question. Do you love fitness or do you hate it? Because many people look at fitness instructors, influencers, and they're like, oh my God, they just must love fitness so much. I don't love it, so I can't be like them. Do you really love it or do you hate it?
Girl, I love fitness. Genuinely, it's every fiber of my body. And it hasn't been to times like this I realize how much it plays a significant role in my overall well-being. So I honestly, if somebody told me, girl, you don't have to exercise no more, even if you could remain looking the same way or already have built the body that you want and it'll never change, I would go crazy if I cannot move. So do I love fitness? Absolutely.
So now if there's ever a time where you're like, I just don't feel like it, what do you do to motivate yourself to keep going?
Yeah, to answer that question, to be completely honest with you, is very, very seldom that I actually I'm not motivated to move. You know, it's my relationship with movement or exercise or training is, say, perhaps maybe different than the ordinary person.
Yeah.
To me, it's not having to move. Like, it's the idea that I get to move because I have a healthy, capable body, and to honor it, I move it. And I don't think there's anything outside of my family, more love that I have than that. It's part of my lifestyle. It's part of like who I am. So there are days where I'm kind of like, I know I should move, but I'm not necessarily feeling super motivated to get in like a killer workout. And I literally, it's as simple for me as this. I remind myself how I feel, either during actual physical activity or afterwards, and know that from all these years that I've been alive, I've never once regretted getting up and moving and training or exercising or hiking or moving with the kids. Like, I've never once regretted it. So sometimes half the battle is literally just putting on my trainers and getting outside. So it just really is just a simple reminder for me. It's like, if you're feeling kind of lazy, just know that once you start moving, you're going to feel 10 times better.
Oh, yeah. I say that all the time. Yeah, I'm like, if you could tell yourself, I'm just going to work out for 10 minutes, you'll work out for an hour because you just need to take the first step, you know?
That is exactly. I've not ever thought that I would get up. Just like getting ready takes me 10 minutes. So if I'm going to invest the time just to get ready for the gym or get ready to go work out, then it's almost a guarantee that I'm going to like triple that time or endurance for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, if you were a TV show character, which one would you be?
This is hard for me because I literally try to think, and I'm like not really a TV person. So I'm like, who would I want to be? And then I was trying to think, who are like the badass characters that like super in control and like kind of have it together but fall apart at the end of the day. Yeah. Find a lesson at the end of the episode. And I was like, oh my god, I cannot answer that. So I like her because she's kind of quirky, and then she's like a mom, but she's like got her little like career on the side, and she's always, you know, and she has the best husband ever because I am obsessed with Phil as a husband. I always tell Guy, I'm like, if you could just be more like Phil, I will live a very happy life because I just love him. So I think like I like her as a character. Okay.
And there you have it. Okay, cool. So
someone said play. Yes.
That's it. Yes. Okay, perfect. That is who it is. Y'all, we need to figure out our TV characters and be ready about it. We really don't watch that much TV.
That was
I
a
really
good question,
don't.
Though.
Yeah. So, okay. So let's talk about how you're eating during the pandemic. Keep it real. Like, what's going on?
I will keep it real 100%.
Okay.
When you find yourself a very busy person, and your partner is like, hey, babe, have you heard the news? Have you heard this? Hey, let me send you this link. And then all of a sudden, like, this was like, what, a few weeks back, like, information was trickling in. And he really has managed and taken care of all the, like, just in case, like, food, supplies. And then, like, everything hits the fan, right? And I'm like, oh, my goodness, we're shutting down. I turn around, I look at my pantry, I look at my fridge, and I'm just seeing preservatives, box cereals, like you know, like the apple juice from concentrate. And like, I was like, wait a minute, hold up. So like, I will say this: he did run out and buy a lot of proteins. Like we have salmon and we have chicken and we have all those things, but like there's very little vegetables. So in my like scoundrel ways, I would like leave and run and find some vegetable salads and things of that nature. So I'm really eating kind of more proteins and basic vegetables. We have the grill, so he's grilling. I'm grilling my veggies and things of that nature. But like what would normally be like a very typical week of like an 80-20 rule where like 80% I'm eating really well and that's how I choose to want to eat. Exactly. And then 20% I'm like, whatever, we'll have pancakes or French toast for breakfast or whatever with the kids on the weekend. But I will say that has changed. So I want to say the ratio probably maybe like 60-40. But I
Okay.
need to change that because if we get stuck any longer than the end of this week, I need to be more. I need to be better, girl. I need to be better.
I heard it might be like a shutdown till May 1st.
Girl, please. This is all bad. I want to hear
Yeah.
no more bad news.
I know. Trying to keep this light
Aluminum. I think you guys
Yeah.
which is all good and well. And I get it, Mom. I do. So I use it at night. But during the day, girl, I'll be at the gym all the time. So I do use Secret.
Good. That's a good option. Okay. So beauty products. So we're in a pandemic. If you had to leave the house, what's one product you were going to take with you?
I'm a moisturizer go. Like, so, I cannot leave the house without lotioning my face, and I'm obsessed with two brands. One being the Kiehl's Ultra Moisturizer.
Okay.
I've described this as a tall glass of water for your face. I live by it. And the second is a splurge. It's by a clinical medicated brand called Glow MD. Okay. And it's like the Kiehl's, like it's so moisturizing, but it's like packed full of vitamins for your skin. Ooh. So, yes, that I will not leave the house without first moisturizing my face.
Okay. All right, so we have some fan questions. Pretty Girl Sweat Be More wants to know, what is your favorite fitness app?
My favorite fitness app? That is a really good question. Can I say my own app?
Of course.
Yeah, I've kind of worked really hard on sort of building what I think my audience would gonna relate to the most, but I love it because I've been using it a lot myself with my kids. It's a playbook channel on the Playbook app. Outside of that, I will say that I have used and still use the Nike training app. I love their platform. I love that they keep it nice and simple. And I love that there's like athletes that I love and adore that are some of the demonstrating athletes doing the moves. So the Nike training app is another one that I love.
That's cool. Okay. _well_damn_babe_ wants to know, do you have someone who inspires you? If so, why are they your inspiration?
That's a really good question. Inspiration to me comes in many forms. So a cliche response would probably be to say my mother. And only, and everybody can say that because everybody loves and appreciates their mom. But my mother not only has sort of raised me to be the person that I am, she has really instilled this idea of like consciousness, and that this constant reminder that this here is just my physical vessel in this life, but inside of this lives a spirit. And she's always pouring into me that the spirit must outshine everything. Like, she goes, I know that you're a beautiful woman and you've done so much XYZ, but like, what's in here that you can shine and share with the world that's going to make it a better place? And so for that reason, she's been that constant reminder in my life that she's one that stays motivating your girl, right? And then I think perhaps another cliche answer, I'm most inspired by the people around me that I love the most that are actually forcing me into being a better version of myself. For instance, my 4 bonus kids, like literally never in a million years would I thought that this would be my life. Yeah. And somehow life happened this way. And we, my boyfriend and I, we have full custody of these kids. And so being around them and knowing that I not only do I have to be a great partner and this entrepreneur and all these other hats, like I have to be a mom. And because I don't know too much about all that it takes to be one, I'm constantly inspired by them to be who I need to be a better role model for them in their lives. So the kids and Guy also inspire me to be better.
Oh, it's beautiful. At 92 Hearts wants to know, what should I do if I'm gaining muscle but still holding on to the fat?
Oh, common question, honey.
Yeah.
I mean, it really depends. Like, if I probably asked you a bunch of questions about like your dietary intake and the type of training you're doing. Everybody thinks that any type of training is going to get them to where they want to be. You have to be very specific about how you train and then what you're feeding and fueling your body in that with that training. Training and diet go hand in hand. Now, if you're trying to build muscle but remain lean, you should be on a really, really high protein diet, eating, I shouldn't say minimal carbs, but when you eat your carbohydrates, plays a really big part, right? Depending on what day of the day, what time of the day you're training. Like for instance, if you're heavy lifting to build muscle, because you need to be doing that, you should be not eliminating carbs, because the carbs are a source of energy that not only your body and your muscle fibers need, but so does your brain health. You should be eating your carbs. Well, I would say and suggest that you should be eating your carbs morning, afternoon. In the evening, I would lay off, right? Because if you're training during the day, you'll have fuel you need to perform at your best. But in the evenings, if you're not as active, you don't want your body to eat off carbohydrates as a source of energy, because you're not necessarily moving as much as you would during the day. So just this rule of thumb, because I could go on about this forever. Type of training, and then a diet that then aligns you with those specific goals that you have.
Yeah. Oh, it totally does. Okay. At B-Ball Barbie 29 wants to know the name of your protective hairstyle.
Oh, this is passion twist.
Oh, that's
and I how to do them myself. I did a little YouTube. So now I know how to do it. It's all that I know how to do. So you'll probably see me wearing twists all the time. But they're not as difficult as you think.
There we go. Well, this is going to be our last question because we're running out of time. At Bag Lady 1980 wants to know how you feel about intermittent fasting.
Oh, good question. So I want to say about 3 years ago, I was hardcore with it. I was like, I read all the articles. I did some research. I was like, I'm gonna check this out. The reason why I was so fascinated by it is that a good friend of mine who was a power lifter said, "Yo, do IF because you won't jeopardize your muscle mass." Because that's the one thing I didn't want to do. I didn't want to go on any type of fast where I would just like drop muscles.
Yeah.
And in IF, you won't do that. So my thoughts are, I actually love it. When I first started, I dropped 8 pounds in the first like 2 weeks, like 14, 15 days.
Okay.
And without changing a thing. Like I was still eating whatever I wanted. Literally eating maybe a cookie a day, and that's how I was eating sugar, but I was only eating it within a certain period of time. So when
what was that time frame?
So I would have breakfast, eggs, oatmeal, whatever that may be, by noon, and then eat every 2 hours up until 8 p.m. So I wasn't cutting any calories. I was just eating my whole caloric intake within that 8-hour window. And again, eating whatever I wanted, not eating super clean, and then drop those pounds without changing a thing. Only the time that I in my window. These days, I still take on an IF approach because I've just trained my body, and because it works with my working schedule. So I'm eating roughly around 1 o'clock, and I stop eating by around 9. These days, about 10 because I'm snacking late, because I'm out later. Yeah. But for the most part, I'm only keeping up an 8 to 10 hour window.
Okay.
And I found, in comparison to previous years where I haven't been in a mindset of IF, is that I can actually keep my body weight down without really trying so much, because I'm not a dieter. So I guess in short, my thoughts are is I enjoy it. It works for my lifestyle. Yeah. It took me about a good 2 weeks to really adapt to like not eating until 12. But there's a lot of tricks about that. People drink black coffee. There's a whole bunch of stuff that could actually naturally suppress your appetite. Do some research on it. It's not for everyone, but I think that if you're interested, I look online and find some reputable articles that could help you kind of make a decision.
Cool. And if there are any last words you could leave for anyone who is listening and watching today, what would you tell them during this time?
Oh my gosh. I think like someone like myself and people are sort of tuning into a lot of fitness people, where we're all sharing like workout content, which is all good and well. And I'm certainly one of those people, like recording as much as I can and sharing it with everyone. But I think more than ever, I honestly think because this is happening to us globally, we cannot ignore the signs that the hidden gems or the silver lining in this situation. I think we've mentioned at the beginning of the conversation that there's all sorts of hardships. We're all like, oh my God, I can't believe it. This is that, I'm dying, I'm going crazy. But at the end of the day, there's a time and a place to really sit and be still and recognize what is going on. I hate to think this idea of like, oh, this is happening to us for a reason, right? Because people are suffering, people are dying. But like on the flip side, I think this is happening to us for a reason. Like, it's making us slow down. We're connecting better as humans. I've met so many neighbors from our street. You know, pollution is clearing up. We're seeing, dolphins hit the canals in Italy. Like, there's so many great things that are happening to this earth. And I think we would be remiss not to actually pay attention to how we're living and why, and to really live in intent. So I'll go on forever, but I think in this time, although it's super important to keep the mind and the body healthy, like, be very present with your family. Sort of like encourage, especially with the children, new skills, whether they're social, agriculturally, be more innovative with your thinking, and know that it's okay. Know that perhaps we've been living in excess, which I think is really common for Americans. Like, we can do so much with so little, but never really realize it until we've been confined in this very small box. So I think now is the time to at least be conscious of that. At least be like, oh wow, this is uncomfortable, but like, what am I going to do about it?